home so worried that you were never going to learn midpoint? Nope. And you worried about it all night? I knew it. I knew you were worried about it. So, midpoint formula. Are you on the right page? Midpoint is a little bit different than distance. Let's say this is Pete's house and this is Isabel's house. And here I am walking from Pete's house to Isabel's house. The distance formula told us how far that would be. Like maybe 2.4. That's how far it would be. Midpoint, though, tells us if I need to stop at Casey's, and that's the middle, because I'm thirsty and need some Gatorade, it tells me the coordinates of the point. So maybe this is 1, 4. Distance gives us an actual length. Midpoint tells us the coordinates where you're stopping. Can you see the difference? So a lot of people in first hour thought, well, I can just cut 2.4 in half to find the midpoint. But I need the coordinates of that point. Good question, Isabel. Drake, run over to Mrs. Schlichting's room. She has extra. I'm out. Isabel says, can I just count it? Sometimes you can. But if you can't, we need a backup. And here's our backup. So you would still name your coordinates, an X group and a 1 group and a 2 group. This time you add X from group 1 and X from group 2, and then divide by 2. Then add Y from group 1, Y from group 2, and divide by 2. So if I'm going from Ellie's desk to Preston's desk, let's say it's 10 feet. Halfway is 5 feet, but I want to know the exact coordinates to stand at for the midpoint. Isabel.
I'll give you questions. What does that say? I wasn't listening.
Take X from group 1 and add X from group 2. Divide by 2. Ready?
Is the thing in the middle like a times?
It's a comma because I'm going to find the actual coordinates, like maybe 1, 7 is the midpoint. So it's not a distance. It's a little tricky because we did distance for 2 days. So the actual midpoint would be forward 1, up 7. So all of our answers look like an XY answer.
Oh, there you go.
I know, it's weird compared to yesterday.
Another question is, are we going to get something like 5.72, comma 2.7?
Most of them, if we get a decimal, are a nice decimal like half. Yeah.
Please say we don't have to graph anything.
Well, it has to do with graphing.
Graphing is my favorite, but we don't have to use graphing.
You're not going to escape from graphing. Ever.
Graphing will always find you.
Yeah, it is.
For me, it's really hard to see.
Do you want to move your
Can I
stool
see how
to a
good
new
it
spot?
Yeah, I saw that.
Everybody got it? Okay, so in the first box, the coordinates of A, like if we're going to Allie's house, the coordinates of A would be right 2, up 5. So basically she's telling us go 2 blocks right and 5 blocks up to find Allie's house. right 2, up 5, we'll find Allie's house. Do we have any B's? Right. Bryn's house, right 6, forward 1, or up 1.
Wait, is it x1 minus x2? I mean, plus x2, or is it? Oh wait, doesn't matter.
So we're naming one group 1 and one group 2. I'm just picking. There was no reason for me picking number 1, besides it was on top. So when I need to take the x from group 2, that would be 6. Oh, I went out of order. X from group 1, 2. 2 plus 6 divided by 2. Aubrey, nice job. Y from group 1, 5. Y from group 2,
Which makes 6.
5 plus 1 divided by 2. Aubrey, she's all over this. That is M midpoint, which means if I want to find the middle of Allie's house and Bryn's house, I would stop at forward 4, up 3.
You could have counted that.
Like Isabel said before, can't you just look at it? Yes, for this one, and it was the easiest one to start with. Our backup is to know the formula for when it's not so easy. Aubrey,
What if the number is negative?
like on this next one? That's okay. Box 1, think we understand so far? It's always better to practice more than once. Do you have one baseball practice and then start a game? No, you practice like 10 times before the game. Sorry, Ellie, what?
One of the closed decimal will be divided.
That's okay. Okay. We have Pete. Pete, turns out you get to Pete's house by going back 4 or left down 2. Okay. We also can get to Quinn's house by going right 2, up 3. If you are getting thirsty halfway from Pete's house to Quinn's house, I want to know where exactly to stop. So I have to find the coordinates of that. Bryn.
Oh, this is a random question because I can't see, but did you put your microphone?
Nope.
Turn
Turn the volume up, I guess.
You can turn the volume down now.
It doesn't matter which group I pick as which, it's just to help me get my numbers. So, X from group 1,
Negative 4.
X from group 2,
2.
negative 4 plus 2
Negative 2.
divided by 2.
Negative 1.
Y from group 1,
Negative 2.
Y from group 2,
1.
negative 2 plus 3
1.
1 divided by 2. half or 0.5, which should you write? Doesn't matter.
How would you write it if it was a half?
So if I would like to stop in the middle of my bike ride from Pete's house to Quinn's house, I would stop at back 1, up half.
Miss Wilmer,
We just found the midpoint.
I wish we would get like a data study before the test because we always have like the test, the quiz though too.
Here's the thing of what happens when I try to do that and when I see other classes do that. No one actually studies and we wasted 52 minutes.
I would.
Isn't that the truth?
She also don't you always post quizzes that are supposed to practice quiz though.
Yeah, totally I do.
I can be studying.
Yes. Okay. Next one. It doesn't have any letters next to it.
Make our own.
You can totally make your own, or if you don't want them to be called anything, don't call them anything.
We'll pick some people. E for Ellie.
Let's say this is Godiva's house and this is Sophie's house.
So we can't pick M. I will be ready for the.
Don't use M because M stands for midpoint.
Sorry.
It just gets a little confusing for this particular type of problem because you already have an M for midpoint.
Maybe I'll have some.
X from group 1.
-2.
X from group 2.
5.
-2 plus 5
3.
divided by 2.
1.5.
It's okay to have a decimal. It's not the best. It's not my favorite thing to graph, but we can do it. Y from group 1.
1.
Y from group 2.
4.
1 plus 4
3. 5.
divided by 2.
2.5.
Which means the middle, if I'm stopping for some ice cream between Godiva and Sophie's house,
2.
is a really weird spot, which I don't think I could have found by just looking at it. So I had that formula as backup. Are we getting the hang of it?
Yep.
Going better? Aubrey?
How did you get 2.5?
1 plus 2, 1 plus 4 is 5, divided by 2. So you could say 2.5 or 2.5. Either of those are okay. I guess my brain likes decimals better, so it switched to a decimal. Could you write 2.5? Totally okay.
Yeah, decimals are easier than practice, to be honest, for me.
My brain likes them also. Okay, here we are at Weston's house, trying to get to Zach's house. What's the midpoint? I don't know.
Let's find out.
What a good idea. Let's find out. I'm going slow on purpose, hoping that you're getting ahead of me. Bless you.
I've discovered a secret.
Anybody get 7?
Yeah.
How about 3?
Yep.
Anybody want to ask for help? Ooh, Ellie says on the next one, yes.
There's just no picture divide 0 by 2. Well, the picture doesn't help every time anyways.
So true, Bryn. The picture doesn't help every time anyway, so if you don't have a picture, that's okay. You can still call it group 1, group 2.
Can you get 0 as an answer? Okay. That was what I was thinking.
If we have 2 negatives and you add them, will you just be going backwards?
Backwards and backwards again.
So -2 plus -3 is -5.
Yes, it is.
Just like one addition with a negative.
So Ellie added 5 and -5 and got 0.
Times 2 is 0.
Divide by 2.
Divide.
That's okay. And you get
0.
0. That's all right. That just means your midpoint has a 0 in it. That's okay. It would mean you didn't go up at all.
Negative divided by positive is negative.
Good. Ellie's wondering if it's -2.5 here.
Yeah. That's what I got.
Or you could write that half if you liked a fraction. Here's a really good time to ask for help. You got the last one? You're working on the last one? Oops, I guess I could change it.
Oh. So it was this fraction. Negative.
Everyone's getting loud.
Oh yeah, because we're done. What? Is it true?
It's m. Are we doing parentheses x is 1 times x2 over x divided by 2. Good point. That's our smart. I was x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and then y1 plus y2. Savvy, don't be too loud. You might get sent down to the planning room again. I believe it is the planning room.
When you opened page 582, it should look familiar because it was at actually part 1 on Monday. The directions when I read it weren't super clear.
What A? Huh? What's the A? Is that just because it's like an A and a B and you want it to be only A?
Yep.